Well, the Minnesota Fighting Vikings aren't in the playoffs, even though they would be if they would have beaten the Bears Week 15, or gotten an inch against the Seahawks, or stopped DK on both fourth downs, or lots of other things. Anyway, so the Vikings, no postseason, so it's off season, and that means the draft, baby. Let's go. So the Vikings at 7-9. The draft position in the first round is set at number 14 overall. The Giants or Washington division winner will have no impact. They'll be selecting before the Vikings at 14. And also their own third round pick in the third round is set as well at number 79 overall. Baltimore's pick is still pending in that third round because they made the dance and the Vikings did not. And then anything after the third round is in flux because compensatory picks have not yet been assigned. So that's all that we know for now. And I know people complaining, blah, 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 blah. Should have lost against the Lions, better draft pick. Yeah, bad enough to make the playoffs, but too good to be in range of the top 4 quarterbacks. Fire everyone. Okay, all right, cool, fine, but can't change the past. No. Only losers dwell on what could have been. So the question is, what now? What do the Vikings do right meow? So frankly, I mean, if there is a huge run on quarterbacks as expected and potentially cornerbacks, I mean, that's going to be huge for the Vikings because you got the top 4 quarterbacks. So you got Lawrence, Fields, Wilson, and no pants for Trey Lance probably off the board, right? 2 cornerbacks, Patrick Surtain II from Alabama, Caleb Farley, Virginia Tech, also probably gone. Then you throw in the wide receivers, Jamar Chase, LSU, Devonta Smith, who should be the Heisman winner from Alabama. Also, of course, Penny Sewell's going to be gone by the time the Vikings are on the clock. Maybe Micah Parsons, the physical freak linebacker from Penn State. Maybe Kyle Pitts from Florida, the tight end. And also, I do expect one of the edges to be gone. I'm not sure if it's going to be Paye or Gregory Rousseau, or maybe even one of the other guys. It could be a wild card. So if you add all that up, that's 11 of the 12 picks, give or take, that have a decent chance of going before you select. So, I mean, it's a good spot to be in because you know how the board is kind of going to play out. Not who goes where specifically outside of Lawrence and the Jaguars, but roughly who's going to be going ahead of you in the first dozen or 13 picks. And then you look at who's available. So Wyatt Davis, no matter what, yes, had a bad game against Clemson. So does that negate 2 years of good tape? Rashawn Slater, I love Rashawn Slater, man. Like every time I watch him, but I'm worried that he's more of a tackle. I don't know if he'll translate inside as well, but Alex Leatherwood, left tackle for Bama, as well as played some right guard as well. Sam Cosmi, physical freak tackle. Jalen Waddle, Christian Barmore, a decent all-around do-it-all defensive tackle from Alabama. Devion Nix is really quickly getting up on the radar. Like his first step really is reminiscent of peak Sharif Floyd, our guy. Of course, Kwity Paye, Gregory Rousseau. I think one will be available. I think one will go in the top 13. If 2 go, that means another good name falls. I mean, that's what happens because everyone always says, hey, there's no chance that this guy falls. Well, if he doesn't fall, that means that someone else falls. Like there is only beep, bop, up, a boop, 13 picks ahead of 14. So it's a great spot for the Vikings, as well as Jason Awed, Joseph Asai, Basham Jr. from Wake Forest, Azeez Ujulari from Georgia, who had himself a hell of a Peach Bowl, by the way. I think that he could be potentially moving up boards. Maybe the Vikings go linebackers, Zayvon Collins. Maybe they go cornerback just to troll. Maybe they go safety. I don't know. But just looking at that list, I mean, there's a ton of talent there. Also, Virginia Tech left tackle Christian Darrisaw didn't even make the graphic, but there's a group of about 10 to 12 guys who conceivably will probably be available at number 14 overall that I would be happy as a clam with. And they would fit in specifically for both position of need as well as could be potentially BPA, top player on their draft board. So also, it's a potential trade down spot because if you have that glut of that many players that you're pretty with, if someone really wants to come up, if one of the players really is the apple of a team's eye, we will gladly take your picks. Ideally, stay in the first round, maybe pick up another second round pick. I don't know. I don't know. So, I mean, if you had to stick and pick here, it's tough. Like, I would flip a coin between Wyatt Davis, a 4-sided coin between Davis, Rashawn Slater, Kwity Paye, and Azeez Ujulari. I would. Like, he is super tempting. Like, he's a raw Von Miller, and he would wreck fools immediately. He and Danielle Hunter going forward. Whew, could you imagine? Right? And yes, could be higher in this spot, but we see this at every single draft where the teams at the top of the board So they have pressure from both ways, pressure on who they draft and pressure on who they passed up, who they didn't take, right? But I mean, teams, there's pockets in the draft where you can just sit back and like all of a sudden, oh, a great name falls to you, like the Panthers and Derek Brown last year, or the Vikings and Justin Jefferson at 22, the fifth wide receiver off the board. You don't think the top four teams, the Broncos, the Raiders, the Cowboys, and the Eagles are kicking themselves like, oh, yeah, we could have had Justin Jefferson, right? So it's actually a great spot, and I understand. And also, it's funny. There's a strong correlation between people who want the Vikings to purposely lose games to improve draft position and people who don't trust Rick Spielman. So you want a higher draft pick, but also you don't trust the guy who's going to be making the draft pick. Okay. Whatever. But it's only January. It's a long way to go till the draft in April. Lots of things could change. Senior Bowl will have some more inputted data. Definitely the Combine Pro Days will be big. Gas mask bunks. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going to be going on. So things will change, but at least you know where the Vikings are drafting numero 14. Let's go. What was it? Onso Quattro? Couture, whatever. Anyways, your thoughts. Vikings drafting 14. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull, production value.